The Department of Public Health and Human Services is pleased to bring you Aging Horizons. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, fraud, legal issues, veterans benefits, and caregiving. Aging Horizons is a program dedicated to inform and prepare Montanans on these timely issues, making a difference to you and your loved ones. Here now is today's program host.
Hi folks, today on Aging Horizons, we're going to be talking about the farmers market. It's springtime in Montana, and if you've never had the experience of the senior farmers market, you need to get it this year. And if you have already, you know what a great program it is. We're going to be talking with Ian today about that program, and we want you to get all the information. Stay tuned.
Every 65 seconds, someone is affected with Alzheimer's or other dementias. Many become isolated at a time when help is most needed. If you or someone you love is affected, help is available, both for people with memory loss and their caregivers. Memory loss can feel frightening, but you are not alone. Call the free 24/7 Alzheimer's Association helpline, 800-272-3900, for guidance and support.
This is Bill. He just received his new Medicare card and is following some simple rules to protect himself from fraud. He knows to never give out his Medicare, Social Security, or bank number over the phone. And this is Nancy. She knows that to detect any problems, she always reads her Medicare summary notice or Medicare Advantage EOB to make sure the billing is correct. Both Bill and Nancy know that anything suspicious can be reported to Montana SMP at 1-800-551-3191.
45 years, 2 packs a day. It's like $80,000. I thought I was just hurting myself until I fell asleep in a chair with a cigarette. The whole house went up, and I lost it all. I knew smoking was expensive, but I never thought it would cost me everything.
I've been shooting since I was young. It's something I've always enjoyed. I wasn't feeling like myself, but my friend noticed. He asked if he could hold onto my guns temporarily. At first, I was a little shocked, but then I agreed. I think he saved my life that day.
Hi folks, and welcome to Aging Horizons, brought to you by the Department of Public Health and Human Services. I'm Kimmy Everman, your host, and we're going to have a great show today. Y'all know I love to talk about food, and we are going to be talking about the farmers market, or the senior farmers market today, and get you all ready for spring. We're almost there. In about 6 weeks, your coupons will be coming out, and we want to have you ready and all the information that you need about the farmers market. I'd like to introduce Ian Finch, and Ian is the Food Access Program Director for CFAC. Welcome, Ian. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Kimmy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going to start with that acronym of CFAC. What's that all about?
We love our acronym because our organization name's a little bit tough. We are the Community Food and Agriculture Coalition.
Oh, okay. Let's go CFAC.
Yeah, exactly. Affectionately known as CFAC. And we're really the local food system kind of organization for Montana. Started back in 2005, and we support beginning farmers and ranchers as they get training to kind of lead the next generation of farmers in Montana. We protect and conserve farmland in Missoula County. And then the program I'm here to talk about today is our Food Access Program, where we make sure that everyone in Montana has access to the nourishing food that they desire.
Oh, yeah. You know, I often say to people that food is a love language, a universal love language. And if we can break bread together, we can get through a lot of things, right? And
absolutely.
So I'm so happy that this program exists. Now, I called it a couple different things. I called it farmers market or senior farmers market, which is correct.
So it's another federal title.
Okay, so in your context, I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. So the official name of the project is the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program.
Okay. And it's specific to seniors in that, I also mentioned the coupons, and anybody who's been using this program or a part of this program knows what that's about. Can you just give a quick little explanation of what I'm talking about when I say coupons?
Absolutely. So in Montana, just kind of basic program information. If you're a person in Montana who's at least 60 years old and you're making around $2,248 a month or less, you qualify for this program, and you get $48 worth of $4 coupons in a little coupon booklet to take on down to the farmers market, find the vendors that have their signs up showing that they accept these coupons, and you can go shopping and kind of stretch your food budget to find those local foods you're looking for.
Well, and not only stretch your food budget, but get that really lovely, fresh vegetables and things that we really need in our diet, but we sometimes pass up because maybe it doesn't look that great at the grocery store. Maybe it's very, very expensive. There's lots of reasons why we do. And I think that that's one of the things that I love the most about this program is that it's for that really nourishing food that we sometimes pass up.
And, people get to go and meet their farmers. They go out into their community and have a good time. Farmers markets are about selling food, but they're also fun events. There's live music. You can go meet your friends, your family members, and really have a good time.
Well, and here's what I like. There's always babies in strollers. And so you get to see, the little ones coming up. And there's always families. And as you said, music and, lovely. It's just a lovely atmosphere and a way to, again, as you said, a way to get folks out into the community who may not otherwise have that opportunity. And I think that the socializing part is every bit as important as having coupons to get the food, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. And let's just be clear about the coupons. Now, we're almost into May. Those are going to be coming out when, if you're already in the program?
Sure. So if you're already in the program, the enrollment period, is April and May. So people can go ahead and start contacting their local contacts, as early as today to just get that application if you haven't already done that. And then, yes, coupons are distributed for June 1st, and the program runs June 1st through October 31st.
Great.
So starting on that June 1st date, people can take their coupons down to the market to start redeeming.
Great. And is there, just in the last about minute that we have left in this segment, Ian, is there a place they should call? Because we'll put the number up on the screen. Where does someone call? Like their area agency, or do they call you?
They can call us directly this year, and our phone number is area code 406-926-1625.
Super.
And then we can direct people to their local agency on aging or senior center or community organization to go get their coupons.
Sure, based on where they live. And because this isn't, although you're based in Missoula, this isn't just for Missoula, correct?
That's correct. This program is operating strong in 14 different counties and at 32 different farmers markets.
Great.
So it is important to contact us or visit our website to find out which farmers market and which local agency has coupons for you in your county.
Right. That sounds great. Okay, so we have lots more to talk about, Ian. We're going to leave it with that. And folks, just keep in mind, this is a way to get that fresh food that we all need in our diet, as well as having a great time while you're doing it. We have so much more to tell you about. We want you to know all about this program. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Can you say ombudsman?
Bidsman. Benson?
Uma Doodlesman? Fortunately, you don't have to say it right to get the help of a long-term care ombudsman. If you or a loved one reside in assisted living or long-term care, an ombudsman can help resolve any issue. And these services are completely free and confidential. Now, why don't you try that again?
Ombudsman.
I was the last guy you'd expect to get diabetes. I was a competitive runner and I always took care of myself. So when I was diagnosed, it kind of threw me. But it's really encouraging to know I'm not alone with it. There are a lot of other people going through the same things as I am. It takes some effort. You have to keep after it. Exercise, meds, and diet are the key. But there are a lot of folks who want me to succeed. Diabetes is not the end of the world. With effort and attitude, you can have a normal life.
I think the most pleasant surprise when we turned 65 and signed up for Medicare Part B was finding out about our Welcome to Medicare preventive visit.
It was free, and it gave us the opportunity to visit with our doctors and establish a plan for our health going forward.
They reviewed our medical history, measured our height, weight, blood pressure, and counseled us on other risk factors.
To learn more about Medicare's free or low-cost preventive and wellness benefits, call your local SHIP counselor at 800-551-3191. I mentioned it's free, right?
Twice.
Elder abuse is a growing problem, and it's happening right here in our Montana communities. At least 1 in 10 older adults are victims of physical or emotional abuse, financial exploitation, or neglect. To get help or report elder abuse, call your local area agency on aging or Adult Protective Services at 1-844-277-9300.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Aging Horizons. We're here with Ian Finch today and we're talking about Senior Farmers Market, which is right around the corner. We want everybody to be fully aware of how to use the program and how to get signed up if you aren't already. Ian is here to kind of guide us with that. So Ian, welcome back. It's so good to have you.
Thank you, Kimmy. It's great to be here.
So let's talk about, there's another, you and I were chatting off camera, and you made me realize there's a whole nother part of this that I didn't realize, which is that whole local produce, farm to table kind of attitude that comes along with the farmers market, and just that what a great experience that can be for some folks. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. The people that really are benefiting from this program are people who are really interested in meeting their local farmers and gardeners. There are over 200 authorized farms and gardens that can accept these coupons. And so across the state, there are 32 different farmers markets, but there are also roadside stands. So, there might be a Hutterite colony. If you're in Great Falls, there might be a Hutterite colony right up the road from you that someone can go up and just grab that produce right at their farm stand. Right. You don't always have to go to the farmers market. But again, we really like the farmers market because it's such a place where there's just so much color. It's so vibrant. There's live music. There's dogs. There's babies. It's such a great time and just a good reason to get out of the house, mostly on Saturdays.
Right.
And, to just go and give yourself a treat.
I forgot dogs. I can't believe I didn't say there's dogs there, because that would be my favorite part as well. And so with 200 sort of outlets for taking these coupons, what if you're a farmer or even just a backyard gardener, which that is awesome. I didn't realize that you could do that. What if you want to get involved with the program and become a part of the getting the produce to the farmers market?
Awesome question, Kimmy. If you are growing food in your yard, in your garden, on your farm, you are eligible to accept these coupons. And basically what you need to do is contact our agency, again, Community Food and Agriculture Coalition at 406-926-1625, and we'll set you up with a training. There's just a quick kind of, 15-minute training video for the farmers and the gardeners about how to accept the coupons, about how to do it in a way that is fair to all of the customers. We really have a focus on that fairness and equity. And so people just have a little training. We sign a quick contract that's valued for 3 years. And then each year after that, you just need to sign a little memorandum with us. So once you're in the program as a vendor, you're in for a good 3 years, and you can show up at any farmer's market or even at your own farm and accept these coupons.
Yeah, and I can attest, because I've sat through the training before. It is 15 minutes. It's not going to take a bunch of time out of your day, and it's a very comprehensive, good training that's just that long.
And I also wanted to mention that it's not just produce. What a lot of people are really excited about in this program is the honey. So those eligible items that people can go and buy are those beautiful, fruits, vegetables, berries, but you can also get honey from local honey vendors. And, with $48, you can really stretch that, and you can get yourself a lot of honey if you like it in your tea or coffee, or if you're putting it on biscuits or muffins. I do think honey is one of the top items that people are looking for through this program.
Oh, that's great. And another thing I forgot all about, I'm so glad that you're bringing it up, because that is an item that folks just really like. So to segue on that, Ian, let's just talk about what is acceptable for those $48. What can you expect to be able to get with those?
Sure. So, it's really about nutrition. Mm-hmm. And so the program is focused on those whole and kind of uncut fruits and vegetables that don't have any added salts, fats, or sugars. So that we're really targeting, the antioxidants that are in blueberries and all of those, really high quality nutritional foods that those foods were picked yesterday or maybe that same day. So they're almost still alive. Right. And it's just so much more nourishing than what you can find in a grocery store.
Right. Yeah. And I think if you want something else at the farmer's market that isn't included, because you've got your $48 in coupons, you might have a little cash left over, and you can get your.
And that's the hope.
Yeah, and you can get your candle or your soap or whatever catches your eye if you able to, put down, as you said, those berries were picked this morning. What a great thought, and how healthy, and we have such great foods like that in Montana during the summer that I think this is such a valuable program, Ian. And what about the folks that are the customers? How do they just call you, and we'll put the number on the screen, and then you'll decide who they should talk to in their area, or do I have that correct?
Exactly. So there are 14 different counties that accept these benefits, and each county has its own organization where participants go to enroll in the program and to pick up their coupons. So it's not necessarily based out of the mail. We're not sending coupons to all the participants across the state. You do need to contact your local agency, and if we want to, I can give a list of counties accepting, and
we'll do that next segment. We'll do that next segment, Ian. That sounds like a wonderful plan. And folks, again, such a good program, and a way to really keep your community supported, your farmers and ag supported, while getting great food. So please come back. We'll be right back with you.
You've probably seen some big-name celebrities on your TV lately talking about all the Medicare benefits you're missing out on. But the insurance companies who are paying for these ads may be pushing benefits not available in Montana. Fortunately, help is available from a friendly state health insurance assistance program counselor who can help you sort it all out. It's free, and we screen everyone for eligibility regardless of your zip code. It's Montanans helping Montanans. Call today.
Respite. It's okay to need it. It's okay to want it. Will you provide it?
The hard part about having outside help is that there's not a lot of people out there who can do that kind of work. We've been very fortunate that our Bonnie has been with us for 7 years. I don't know what I'd do without her. I need her in our lives. She's our second mother. And I can't help but think of her that way.
To find out how to change lives, including your own, call 800-224-6034 or visit respite.mt.gov.
Did you just text me?
I didn't want to disturb you if you were sleeping.
Sleeping? I'm sitting right next to you, silly.
There you are. Hey, I found a couple of Medicare helping programs online that I think we ought to look into.
It says if we qualify, we can get help paying for our prescription drugs. Oh, and there's a program that can help pay our Part B premium.
To learn more about extra help and Medicare savings programs, call your local SHIP counselor today.
Maybe I better text him.
Like many areas in Montana, Helena is nearly surrounded by forest and is at risk of a devastating urban fire. Wind-blown embers from wildfires have ravaged communities like Denton, Montana, and Boulder, Colorado. Now is the time to prepare your home for wildland fire, no matter where you live. Be aware and prepare. Make you and your community a safer place. Visit firesafemt.org, paid for by FireSafe Helena and aired by the Montana Broadcasters Association.
We're here with Ian Finch today talking about the Senior Farmers Market. Just about to start up again for this spring. Before we move on from sort of eligibility and application, there's a really interesting situation that you might need, and it's called the proxy shopper. Can you tell us about that?
Thanks, Kimmy. Yeah, it's a really exciting aspect of this program because typically with, federal benefit programs like SNAP and other programs, it really has to be the individual that is enrolled that spends the money. But that's not the case with this program. And, if you are homebound or if you're in another situation where you can't make it to the farm or to the farmer's market yourself, when you enroll in the program, make sure to list a proxy shopper on your application. This is someone you trust, maybe a family member, a close friend who you can send to the market with your coupons. Tell them how to get creative. Let them know what you're looking for so that they can do that shopping for you.
Mm-hmm. That sounds great because I know that we have so many folks that would get out if they could.
Right.
And maybe are finding that it's too difficult to get out. So to be able to have someone as a proxy, how wonderful is that? So what else about this program is great? I mean, we have a lot of great things, Ian. We've talked about some really wonderful things today. What am I missing on the farmers market story?
Well, we really hope that people take use of our nutrition education materials as well. So whenever anyone signs up, they're also provided with a resource packet of information. We have recipes. We have ideas on how to freeze or can your fruits and vegetables. Let us know what you're looking for. When you sign up for those coupons, we want to know what and how seniors are using these products so that we can then provide more support through nutrition education in the future. So, maybe you want to have just little ideas about keeping a bowl of apples on your counter so that you remember that they're there and they're not, hidden away in a refrigerator basket. Learn more about the Montana heritage varieties of produce. We have things to be proud of here. There are things that are bred and raised in Montana that are only here. Some people, even if you're at your home, have gardens and have lettuce and other things coming out of those gardens. So we can get creative with the coupons and you can save them for when those Dixon melons hit the market every year in August or when those tomatoes come. So, early in the season, right when June comes and people get those coupons, there's a lot at the market already, but sometimes people want to wait too and save up for those, those great tomatoes that come out in August. So we're all about seasonality and letting people know when things are available. So again, you can contact us and we'll walk you through it.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. And I tell you what, I'm dreaming of my mom's tomatoes now that you've talked about that, because she grew some pretty great tomatoes in the backyard. And I think one more, when we're talking about the farmers market, Ian, we're really talking about a multi-level kind of experience, aren't we? We're talking about getting some nutritional food, with coupons that nothing's free. I mean, you work hard and pay taxes and all that to get programs like this, our citizens do. So they should step right up, I think, and get their $48 and use that to plug whatever holes they can and get some great Montana food.
Even if you feel that you have the produce you need, a reason enough to participate in this program might just be to support your local farmer.
Right.
Our farmers in this state are small, and with rising food costs and with the pandemic, there are more challenges faced than ever, even by farmers. So we really want people to get out there to use those coupons, because we can send back $85,000 to the local food economy through this program across the state. And that really creates an economic stimulus for these little farms.
That's huge. That's really huge. And again, I'm so fascinated with the backyard gardeners as well, since I didn't realize that they could be part of this program. That's another one of those. We have people in Montana with huge gardens that would probably love to be a part of this because they can't possibly eat everything that they're growing. Right?
Absolutely.
And then another thing that you mentioned was canning and freezing foods, and that you share tips with people about, because it's, I know it's not brain surgery to freeze something, but you want to do it correctly so that good nutritional value stays with that food for a while.
Absolutely. And we have resources to give to people to just walk them through some simple processes for, how to shred and freeze something, or how to just blanch it for a couple minutes before you freeze it so that it doesn't turn to mush on accident in your freezer. There's some other things. And again, we rely on tips and tricks that seniors in Montana know from their lifespan. There's so much that we've forgotten, and there are so many ways to do this. So we always invite a conversation and a dialogue, because I think some of the participants have the best ideas for how to use the food.
Yeah, and I was going to mention, Ian, that you and I, again, off camera, were talking about the fact that you really listen to your feedback, and you are really hoping that folks will let you know what they need, what they like, what they don't like as much, what kind of, and I guess also what kind of support resources they need. That's so important. So,
absolutely.
Well, Ian, it's just been great having you here today. I love talking about food, so I'm so glad that I've met my soulmate with that, because you sound like you love food as well. So glad that you're running the program. Just in the last few seconds, anything that you want to say about the farmers market?
We just love farmers markets, and for people that go out and get those coupons, please make sure to spend all of them. Yeah. The more coupons that are spent, the more money we'll have next year. Yep. It's one of those programs. So the more we do, the more we can do.
Great.
So please, if you get the coupons, get down to the market and make sure that those coupons get spent.
Love that. Spend it all. So
exactly.
Thanks, Ian. And folks, it's been great having you today. We'll see you next time on Aging Horizons.
Special thanks to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for their continued support. Hosts on Aging Horizons are program specialists at the Montana Office on Aging. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions. For more information about Aging Horizons, call the Department of Public Health and Human Services toll-free at 800-332-2272.